Good afternoon. Well, evening. It's 6, so good evening. I went live a little early today because I was already over here working on some things. But now I realize I've gone live and my desk is a mess and I can't get to what I want to get to. So I'm trying to all of a sudden get stuff out of my way because it's all in my way. So when you hop on, let me know that you're there. Say hello. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you did that too. Just do hashtag replay so I know I got some views on the replay tonight. Also, when you hop on, if you're not a Chalk Couture designer and you would like to sprinkle for me, I would love that. Just let me know and your name will go in the drawing for Sunday night's Happy Mail. So just starting comments so I can see. Sometimes I don't see comments until I start comments. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to do a tray today. Remember the rooster tray that I did the other day? I still got to get the handles put on that. But we're going to do another tray today from those rounds. And the good thing about those rounds is they are cheap at Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards. Like the Menards ones are like $6 for the bigger ones. So they're not very expensive at all. And the other thing that is great is that you could make them into trays by putting the handles on them. You could make them into Lazy Susans by putting the hardware for that on there. So a couple of things we're going to do this week. That's what we're doing tonight, is making one of those trays. But I also am wondering, this week, I ordered the bee stuff, the bee transfers. So I made this little bee, I think you call it a bee skeep. I don't know how you say it, but it's a little beehive thing. And so I made these out of those plastic Easter eggs. I just spray painted them black with some black spray paint that's made for, that you can use on plastic. So I just sprayed those. I like the matte spray paint. It really doesn't matter. The only thing I wanted was when I hang it, I want to see the black underneath and not like the color of the Easter egg. And so I'm thinking these would be really cute. I haven't decided what we're going to do with them. We can make several of them and put them on a garland with some bee stuff. We could use them on a table setting. So I don't know, but I do have the bee stuff coming in, and I am going to show you how to make these and show you how to make the big ones, but I got to get to the craft store before we all get where we can't go anywhere, right? So we're going to do the bees at one point. I'm going to show you how to paint. We're going to do this tonight. And stain with just paint and baby wipes. So let me go ahead and turn you down so that you can see what we're doing. Like I said, when you hop on, let me know that you're there so I can say hello to you, especially if this is your first time. Every now and then we get some people who haven't been on before and haven't seen it. So, hey, Kathy. So I always want to know. So I just painted this board white. As a matter of fact, I need to go through and paint the back because the back's just painted gray. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this blessed transfer on here, but I want to paint the parts of it differently. So after I painted it white, I realized that I wanted to do some different stuff. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and paint this a little differently. I'm also, like I said, hey, Lori, I'm also going to show you how to stain with baby wipes and acrylic paint. All right, so I'm going to just take this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Well, no, that's fine. I'm going to figure out, the color of paint that I use. Hey, Christy. Oh, you love the bee? Well, thanks. We're going to make these little things one day this week. Oh, there they are. I don't know what you call it. Is it a skeep? I don't know. A beehive? We're going to make these. And like I said, if I can get to the craft store before we all get quarantined at home, I need to get the supplies to make a bigger one. I just don't have the rope I need. All right. So right now what I'm going to do is I've already painted this round in white. I actually painted it gray and then painted white over it. So I'm just lining up this, and then I'm going to go back and take off the ones where I want to leave white. So that's why I'm doing this way. Yes, this uses a lot of tape. I get that. Well, you know what? Let's do it that way. Okay. So then we're going to leave that part white. I want to leave the big part where I'm going to do blessed. I'm going to do in white. And y'all need to be thinking, oh, I was going to show you. We're going to use this Tide color. Okay. Not like Tide the detergent, and you know what I mean, like a blue, an oceany blue. That's what we're going to use. And this is just Waverly chalk paint that I got at Walmart in the craft aisle. You know, because at least if everything has to close down, we'll probably still be able to go to Walmart so we can get more toilet paper and food. And I haven't been. My husband messaged me today and said, Jill, they're saying that the grocery stores are running out of food. And I think that was supposed to be a hint for me to go to the grocery store. But joke's on him, it didn't work. I didn't go. All right, so I think I kind of want the blessed right there. So I'm going to have to think about how I want this done, y'all. I want the blessed right there. So I want that part white for sure. And I'm okay if it goes over that a little bit. So that's going to be blue, white, blue. I don't want them all the same sizes. Does that make sense? So maybe I'll just do a small. All right, so let's think about that. You know what? I'm not being smart because what's white's going to be blue. I want this part white, so I need to cover this up. Of course, I don't have to cover it up completely. I just don't want to make sure I don't paint. Y'all's job is to help me remember not to paint right here. What can I do so that I'm going to do this? Maybe that will remind me. Don't paint right there. Hey, Cindy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to paint the rest of this blue, and then I'm going to show you how to stain this using just acrylic paint and baby wipes. Okay, so I have blue paint on me right now, so let me take care of that situation. Then remember, if you are not a designer and you do not mind sprinkling for me, I would absolutely love that. We're trying to get some lives to get to at least 20 people at a time. Last night I got pretty good and then I was done. So I got finished with the craft before we got enough people sharing. So, all right. So I've got a little paint tray from Chalk Couture, so I'm going to put a little paint on there. See, isn't that a pretty home decor color right now? I think that's pretty. All right, so that's what we're going to use, and I did feel a little bit go underneath, so I'm just going to paint this. And I probably should paint the edges too, so I'll make sure I do that too. But this color is really pretty. What do y'all think about this blue? Isn't that pretty? I think that's a really pretty blue color. So let me get the edges too. I really need to paint the back, but I think it'll be okay if I don't paint the back as long as I do the staining and everything. All right, so I know y'all can't see. All I'm doing is painting the rim at the top of this. I probably should have put something underneath this so I don't get my mat so nasty, but that's okay. I'll just clean my mat afterwards. All right, I'm almost there. All right, now y'all can see again. Sorry about that. And if you sprinkle, let me know that you sprinkled so that I can put you in the drawing for this week. All right, help me remember, we're leaving this white. You know what, though? That's going to leave a lot white. So I think I'm going to remove this one right here. Let me see if I can do that. I think that's going to leave me a lot of white, a lot more white than I anticipated. So I think I'm going to take one more of these off. What you guys think? Anybody? So I know that the schools here are now closed for 4 weeks. A lot of the schools in Tennessee, I think, are closing for 2 or 3 at a time. So my husband was saying that the people at his job were all worried about what they were going to do with their kids for 4 weeks. So I asked him, I said, do I need to come and open up a little math lesson there? Do daycare, math daycare. That's what, or I could do craft daycare. That would be a whole lot more fun, probably. than math daycare, but I could teach the math and then we could do the crafts. Maybe that's what I should do, and that would help him out so that he had people there. All right, so I'm just painting this wood round. I had already painted. That wasn't too bad. I thought that was going to be a lot worse than what it was. I had already painted it white. So I'm just going back over it in certain areas with this blue. And then I think you're going to love the way this looks when we do this. Ooh, stay down there, buddy. When we do the staining method, because it really looks pretty. So this is another way. This staining method that we're going to use today is another way that you can get a distressed finish without doing a whole lot of sanding or waxing. You know, you can use that distressed wax on stuff after you chalk paint. Okay, I want to leave that white. And then, okay, let's think. I kind of want a white line right here too. So I'm going to take that up because I'm going to leave all of that white. And then I want to leave that white. Sorry, I'm struggling, y'all. I got to think this through. I think this is what I want. All right, I just got to make sure I don't paint where I don't want paint to go. All right, so let me figure out how to do these corners down here. All right, so I'm going to get through there. All I got to do is do the edges on this. We're almost through with the painting, and I'm going to blow dry it so it'll go really fast, okay? So I use my blow dryer all the time to hurry paint along. That's just what I do. All right, I need to get this little bitty corner right here. This is probably not going to be perfect because of that down all the way. And then I think I'm going to do one more set of blue right here. And then we're going to pull this paint off, or pull the tape off and dry it, and then we're going to stain it. And let me pull this tight right here because I don't want it to go up underneath that. All right, I think we're almost there. Just, you know, the edges are a little rougher, so I want to make sure I get them all painted in so I don't have white showing. All right, so let's see what we got. So these are going to be our stripes. And then, oh, I like that small stripe. I didn't do the best job in the world on these corners, I'll tell you that, because I didn't lay my stripes out well on that. I kind of slammed them on there quickly. And so let's see. So far, what are you thinking? I like the blue and the white. It looks very nautical to me with that blue. What do you guys think? Is that very nautical looking to you? Is it too nautical looking? Okay, so let me get all this tape off. We're going to dry this, and then we're going to be ready to move on to the next step. All right, so I need to wash my brush out later. I'm going to wash that tray and save it. All right, put this paint away before I end up with it everywhere. You all are a quiet bunch tonight. Did anybody sprinkle for me yet? All right, I'm going to dry this with my hair dryer, and then we're going to stain it, and it's going to look really cool. as nautical as this is looking, I may change my mind about what we're putting on it. So we shall see. Now, I've got a few little places where you can't really see them. There they are. Or you can see I didn't do so great on the corners. I will go back and touch those up later. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take some brown acrylic paint. So I just got brown acrylic paint, and I'm going to put a little bit in my container. And then I have mixed in here a little bit of water. It doesn't take very much water at all, guys. Just a little bit of water to thin that out just a little bit. So I'm just going to spray some water in there, and then I'm going to just stir it up really, really well. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to take, I gotta be careful because this one's got orange all over it. I'm going to take this and try to hit right in here a little bit where I didn't like the way I did. So I'm just hitting this around the edges. This chalk paint is really easy to distress, y'all. It comes off really easily. So if you are one who likes distress look, chalk paint is going to probably be good for you. You might like that. I might look and see if I've got any more here. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Nancy. See if I've got any more places I kind of want to distress a little bit. I kind of like that. Oh, definitely on the edges. Let's go around their edges really good. All right, so here's what I did. Those of you that are just coming in, this is a wooden round that you can get at Menards or Hobby Lobby has them, but honestly, they're more expensive there, y'all. Don't buy them there. Menards, Lowe's, any places like that, they're cheap there, y'all. And I want to say they're like some of them, I think the smaller ones are $3 or $4, and then the larger ones, like this is smaller than the rooster I did the other day. But the larger ones are like $5, $6. And I got a little bit of blue paint right there, so I'm just sanding it down and getting it off of there. Thanks, Christy. All right, so I have that done. That's just some. All right, so now let me get everything out of the way that I don't need anymore. I just took some brown paint, mixed that with some water. Now I know where the blue paint came from. It's on me. And we're now going to use a baby wipe. Not this one that I'm getting all blue. Ooh, sorry. I'm moving the table really bad on you guys. I'm going to use a baby wipe. Don't use baby wipes on your transfers, but they are great for using as to stain or to get a distressed look. So I've already diluted this a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit with some water. And then you're going to take and you're going to take it with the baby wipe and rub it over your painted piece. And so you can see it is working kind of like a stain would, and it's giving you a little bit of a distressed look. And I'm getting a little bit of blue in mine because that paint, you know, I dried it with my hair dryer. I didn't let it really dry very well. If you let it dry really well, you wouldn't get, so I'm getting a little blue transfer, but it's fine. And then you definitely want right through here. Maybe I need to put a little more water in mine. Let's see if I take a new baby wipe. Yeah, if you take a fresh baby wipe, you can wipe a little more off if you get too much. I don't know what that was, y'all. Something fell off the other side of the table. I guess I was shaking it too much doing my waxing. So I'm just kind of rubbing this on there. And I will need to go around the back or on the edges of it to get some there. Because you definitely don't want this bright white on the edges, because that's really not going to work with what you have on the front. Okay, and so I'm just wiping this down. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to go around the edges really well so that it kind of gives them the same stained and distressed look. Now, you can do more water if you want it a little bit less brown. You could do a lighter color if you want it a little bit less. I don't mind the darker color, but if that's just not you, then you use something else. Use a lighter color. And again, I'm just using a baby wipe and regular acrylic paint mixed with water. Not a whole lot of water. I put a little bit of paint in there and squirted a couple of drops of water. And now I'm just going around the edge so that it looks like it's all going to be, like, it would be silly looking to have the bright white on the edge when I've distressed all of the front. Okay. All right, so there is my board distressed. And if you feel like you got too much, you can always go back and put a little more white paint on there. I don't mind. Hey, Pauline, I don't mind the brown at all. So I'm happy with mine. Okay, so there is my tray. And then we're going to put something on it. So let me see what I think, because I pulled that blessed. But now I'm wondering, I don't know, we'll see. I don't have all of my ocean stuff in yet. I've got a lake one. Let's see, this one just says explore. I don't know that that's the one I want to use. I could do this and chart your course. Hold on, let's see what the rest of this says. We might use this one. Let's figure out what color of paste we want to use on this. My original thought, guys, let me show you what I was going to do. I originally was going to do blessed in that white area, but when I started painting, this started looking very nautical to me. So I was like, well, let me get that nautical. I think maybe I'm going to use this and then maybe just live the, let me show you what I think I'm going to do. Hold on, let me show it to you. Now, on this, here's what I can do. Two things. I could, well, three things. I could just put a hanger on the back and make it a wall hanging. I could put handles on the sides and make it a tray. Chart your course, you like that one? I like that too. The only thing I don't love about that is I don't love the font. If it was in a prettier font, Lorraine, I think I might like it, Lorraine. But I don't know. I do like the saying a lot. We'll cut it out. We might go with that. We'll see. And I'm thinking I'm going to go over there and grab black paste. Either black or navy. What do you guys think? Black or navy paste? I don't know. I'm just looking at this and I see lots of things I like on this, y'all. All right. So let's see. This is a brand new transfer. So I definitely have to fuzz this. So I came on here to do one thing today and went totally a different direction. All right. So I'm wondering about this too. What do you think about the little bit of rope? And then maybe like the rope there and a rope. And then I don't know which direction. Like, I don't understand this compass thing because it doesn't have the letters for north, south, east, and west. It almost looks like a craps table where it's got all the numbers. Let's see if I can find an angle measure. Well, that doesn't make sense though. 360 should be